Hello and welcome to the audio newsletter for the 5th of August 2026, presented by myself, Mika, and Felicity. This newsletter's executive message was from NatRoad Chair Paul Fellows.
Our industry has had a lot to absorb in recent weeks, with fuel costs climbing again, changes to wage rates and superannuation, and major heavy vehicle national law reforms now in effect since 1 August. The HVNL reforms have been a long time coming, following a process that began in 2019. One of the key changes is for operators with heavy vehicle accreditation who must have and actively use a safety management system. There are also changes to the written work diaries aimed to make them simpler. You can find this information through the link in the newsletter. If you are still working through what changes mean for your business, visit the 2026 HVNL reform page on the member portal for a more practical summary. At times like this, connection matters. Many operators, particularly in regional areas, can feel the pressure and isolation more sharply. It was great to spend time with members at the NatRoad Regional Trucking Forum last week in Toowoomba, talking through the HVNL changes and catching up over a drink and a bite to eat. NatRoad will keep working to support members through change and make sure you have the information, tools, and support you need to keep moving safely and confidently.
From Monday, 3rd of August, the road user charge lifted from 16.4 cents per litre to 32.4 cents per litre, and the fuel excise increased from 36.6 cents per litre to 52.6 cents per litre. In this high fuel cost environment, NatRoad reminds members it is important to make sure your fuel costs are properly covered and you are talking to your customers early. Members can use the NatRoad fuel levy calculator later to check you are charging correctly, or try our new simplified online fuel levy calculator suitable for small operators who may not have contracts in place. You can access the fuel calculators through the links in the newsletter. For more practical information and tools on managing higher operating costs, including BAS reporting and cash flow support, visit our fuel crisis support page using the link in the newsletter. NatRoad has continued to call on the federal government to drop the road user charge back to zero until the end of the year, and we will continue to push for real relief for operators. Click on the link in the newsletter to watch NatRoad CEO Warren Clark discuss the impact of rising fuel costs on the industry on 7 News.
From 1 August 2026, new accreditation applicants must meet the reformed heavy vehicle national law, and existing operators will follow at renewal. The biggest shift for most fleets, an auditable safety management system, is no longer optional. It's a standard the NHVR will audit against. That's a step from a binder on a shelf. A compliant SMS means a live risk controls library, linked hazard, incident and nonconformist workflows, a central actions register, and a live risk register, all backed by time-stamped evidence that stands up to the PSOE, Present Suitable Operating Effective Audit. Hubfleet's new SMS is now live, built specifically for the reformed HVNL requirements and designed to be simple to set up and simple to operate. Every hazard, incident, NCR, policy, and procedure links back to the controls that manage it, and our electronic work diaries, fatigue, mass, and maintenance modules feed evidence in automatically. One system, one audit trail. Click on the button links in the newsletter to see the full build or to book a walkthrough with Hubfleet.
NatRoad would like to thank everyone who attended the Regional Trucking Forum in Toowoomba last week. Around 50 local operators joined us for a well-attended and informative session focused on preparing for the upcoming HVNL changes. There was strong discussion around ongoing confusion with safety management systems, as well as the volume and complexity of compliance requirements. NatRoad thanks Lisa Green, NHVR, Marla Cartmill, CoreSafe NIT, and NatRoad Chair Paul Fellows for clearly walking through the changes and answering operator questions. A really positive night and a great opportunity for the industry to come together, share experiences, and connect. Our next event is NatRoad's annual conference, NatRoad Connect 26. being held on Thursday the 5th and Friday the 6th of November at the Star, Gold Coast. NatRoad Connect 26 brings transport operators together to talk about what's really happening on the ground, learn from each other, and gather ideas you can put to work. Click on the button link in the newsletter to register and find out more about NatRoad Connect 26.
The latest International Road Transport Union (IRU) global driver shortage report shows Australia's truck driver shortage has worsened, rising from 10% in 2024 to 12% in 2025. The report also highlights the pressure on operators, with rising costs, an aging workforce, and growing freight demand all adding to the challenge. Australia now has the oldest truck driver workforce of any market surveyed, with an average driver age of 51 and more than 43,000 drivers expected to retire by 2030. NatRoad is continuing to advocate for practical action on licensing, training, rest areas, amenities, and cost pressures so operators can attract, train, and retain the next generation of drivers. Follow the link in the newsletter to check out our one-page infographic fact sheet for a snapshot of the key findings and what they mean for road transport operators.
If you're on the road on census night, Tuesday, 11th of August, you still need to complete the census. The census helps to understand what is needed now and into the future. Census data informs planning for schools, healthcare, transport, and infrastructure. It's also used to help plan local services for individuals, families, and communities. It is important that everyone completes the census to ensure the correct decisions are made. The census is compulsory for everyone in Australia on census night. This includes anyone in transit on planes, trains, buses, or trucks, and not sleeping at their usual residence or accommodation. Truck drivers away from home on census night fall into the travelling overnight category and can complete the census online by getting a census number. A mobile phone is needed to complete the process of getting a census number and password. As you will be traveling, when asked what is the address of this dwelling, select enter address manually and include the suburb, state, and postcode. If you or your drivers don't know where they will be or don't have access to the internet on the night of the 11th of August, they can complete the census online before the 11th of August. Steps to complete the census. First, visit www.census.abs.org.au. Then select Continue to Census Form. Then select Get a Census Number.
NatRoad would like to thank Hubfleet for sponsoring this newsletter.